Andrew Leung, as well as activist Bonnie Leung. Both of them join us now from Hong Kong. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Andrew, let me start with you. I mean, what do you make of protesters actually defying the police ban on rallies today and the police response so far to those demonstrations?
Well, obviously, all along, there is a huge groundswell of dissatisfaction and anger against the perception that the one country, two system is increasingly tilting towards the one country. And then, of course, the younger generation rather hopeless in terms of their upward mobility, difficulty of starting their family, of owning a very tiny flat without waiting for something like 18 months without spending a cent. They see that the society is stacked against them, with the predominance of the property sector and the financial sector, and then the government is not listening. So I think that there's a true groundswell, and then the younger generation feel empowered through this the internet and also the social media.
Right, but many Chinese, in spite of what you described there, and that they may feel justified in rallying on the streets of Hong Kong, many Chinese are saying today was just disrespectful. This is China's National Day, and they should have at least honored police orders to stop protesting on the 70th anniversary.
Well, because the protesters feel that their demands are not being met, and so they are resorting to violent lawlessness. But then, of course, in the eyes of a lot of the Chinese people on the mainland, Hong Kong has been behaving like a spoiled splat, as it were, because let's face it, there are lots of contradictions under the one country, two system formula. One of the safeguards for the security of the one country is on universal suffrage. Any chief executive elected through one man, one vote must not be someone who is likely to push Hong Kong towards separatism or self-determination. And hence, there are these safeguards in the basic law. For example, the election committee and so on and so forth. But then these safeguards are not democratic. And so that the young people feel that they're not being given a fair deal. And then if the government not listening, then they're resorting to violence.
Okay. Andrew, let me just ask Bonnie then quickly. I mean, Bonnie, how do you feel, first of all, about that analysis there? And I mean, are these protesters today in Hong Kong kind of behaving as spoiled brats? Could they not have just taken one day to respect the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China and not resorted to violence?
Well, if the country asks us to respect them, to celebrate the National Day, why don't they, for one day, respect the human rights of Hong Kong people and also people in Xinjiang? If they can celebrate human rights and they can honor their promises about one country, two system, about human rights, about rule of law, maybe Hong Kong people can respect the country for one day. But instead, Hong Kong people today, we can't feel any kind of feeling of celebration. Instead, we feel that this is the national mourning day.
Okay, what do you make then, let me ask you quickly, of Carrie Lam herself? Today, she was not in Hong Kong, she was in Beijing, part of the celebrations of National Day.
Well, I think that as a leader of the city, she is now quite irrelevant now, because when Hong Kong people needed her, she was not there. Instead, she encouraged the police force to use police brutality to abuse their power. And now they even shot one of the protesters, very young protesters. And now she is celebrating elsewhere, not in Hong Kong, handling this mess. So she's quite irrelevant. So now I urge that the Beijing government really should listen to Hong Kong people and accept, at least negotiate about our 5 demands. Do not want to silence us by threatening us or ignoring us.
Okay, Bonnie Leung and Andrew Leung, thank you both so much for joining us there from Hong Kong.